Hey everyone, welcome to the reading for today. We're going to see what you guys need to know right now. It's a general reading. It can be past, present, future. Okay, you're going to know best how it resonates for you. Now, let's just jump right in and see what everyone needs to know right now. What is going on in the collective? The Six of Cups in reverse. Bad memories of the past. The Hanged Man. And the High Priestess in reverse. Five of Swords at the bottom. This is weird. Okay, so this is like someone that is affected by their past in a way where they've had experiences in the past that they haven't been able to grow past, or they have some sort of this could even be like childhood trauma, if I'm being honest. The Hanged Man is like somebody is stuck, and it has to do with the fact that they don't listen to their intuition, okay? It's almost like this person, whoever they are, they're going to be stuck until they start listening to their intuition. Now, what that means, I don't know. We'll see. What's the Six of Cups reverse? The Three of Cups. The Page of Cups. Yeah, something about childhood or childhood friends, or like who someone grew up around. Like peers is giving me, friendship groups. No more? Okay. Then what's the Hanged Man? The Seven of Wands. Someone is very... this is someone that defends their opinion, okay? But they're stuck in one way of thinking. But they're very defensive. Like, this is someone who will defend their opinion because that is their way of seeing it. And that's it, okay? That's the only argument they have, is that that's their opinion, okay? The Chariot in reverse, yeah, they don't move forward. They can't move on. They can't move past this way of being. Five of Wands, fighting, okay? Arguments, yeah. So this is giving me someone that you had a relationship with or have a relationship with, I don't know. But it's like, this person is very argumentative, okay? You're going to find yourself constantly arguing with them, all right? Because they have this energy of, this is the way I see things, this is my opinion, and I'm going to defend my opinion, even if I'm wrong, but it's my opinion. So this is someone who will never see your side of things, ever. They're not able to see things from different perspectives because they don't listen to their intuition, or they're disconnected from their intuition completely, okay? They're very argumentative. Five of Swords. This is someone who will always talk back, or they will always want to have the last word. They will always want to fight you on the way that you see things, okay? It's like this is someone that will want to be the opposite of that. The Seven of Wands. They want to block your way of thinking, and they want to impose their own. You can't have like a intellectual discussion with this person because it's always going to turn around into their opinion, and that they have the right to their opinion. And, you know, it's going to be, look, everybody has the right to their opinion, okay? I'm not discrediting that. Everybody can have an opinion. You don't always have to agree. That's totally normal. But this is the kind of person where they'll disagree on things with you when you're not even asking for their opinion, okay? It's like you're trying to tell them something about your life or the way that you see a certain situation, and they will counter that. Well, this is my opinion. Okay, well, nobody was asking you about your opinion. Okay, it's that kind of energy where you're going to feel like you're always having to argue your point. Okay, which is really annoying when, it's giving me something like an intellectual discussion or just kind of a conversation where, I feel like it's normal in conversations that if you say something or you have an opinion, the other person will sometimes agree with you, right? And say, oh yeah, that makes sense. I totally see what you're getting. And I totally understand that. And yeah, I can totally see that, right? They agree with you. This is like the kind of energy that they never agree with you by principle. They don't, okay? They will always try to defend an argument that goes against yours. Right? And that is annoying as hell. Okay. All right. High Priestess reverse. Yeah, a relationship. This could have been a relationship that you had with this person, okay? And they are completely disconnected from their intuition. They don't follow their intuition at all. They don't have an intuition because they don't follow intuition. They follow a set thing of opinions, and that's where they stay, okay? I don't know. Like, it's the kind of person where you just want to have a conversation with them, but every conversation turns into an argument. Because they always want to, like, tell you that your point is not right, theirs is. Right? And it could even be as simple as things like you saying, hey, we should go grocery shopping on Tuesday because I feel like that would fit better in the plans. And then they say, actually, no, I think it would be better Wednesday. Like, just with everything, okay? It doesn't matter what you say to them. It's always what they believe. Like, they can't ever just say, oh yeah, you're right, let's do it that way, okay? It could be a weird, like, control thing, right? Where this is someone they don't like giving over the reins, okay? They want to hold the reins. So if you are, proposing ideas or saying things or bringing things to the table, this is someone who has a hard time, like, submitting to another person, even though that's not what it is. That's not even what it is, but that's how it feels to them to do that, okay? It's like nobody in the relationship should have the pants on, but this is almost someone who has, like, internalized that concept to the point where they want to make it a point that you never feel like you have the pants on. And you're not even trying to have the pants on. But that's how they want to make you feel, okay? I don't know. Let's see. And even worse, if you have intuition and you follow your intuition and they don't, you can tell they have no intuition. They don't follow it whatsoever. And you're trying to tell them something that you feel like you need to do because your intuition is telling you to do it, and they say no. God, that is the hardest thing if you're a high priestess and you're in a relationship. Oh, God, difficult, okay, really, because your intuition will be telling you, we need to do it this way and not that way. And then you're dealing with someone, though, that doesn't want to do it your way because they have the pants on, okay? And they're not going to do something just because your intuition is telling you we need to do it that way. So it's going to become a discussion of how to do it because they want to have it their way. But your intuition is telling you not to do it. And this is like very frustrating, very frustrating. You could feel like this person has no discernment whatsoever. 5 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands. Yeah, this person, they have nothing. Like, there's no intuition there at all. And something about the choices that they make, okay? Like, yeah, the choices that they make don't come from intuition. Don't come from discernment. Don't come from deeper reflection. It just comes from stubbornness. It's just being stubborn. And the other thing that this kind of a person, the way that they'll make you feel is that, like, they don't trust your judgment, you know? It's almost like they'll always make you feel like your judgment of a situation or the way that you move through life, it can't be trusted. Like, they can only trust their own judgment. They can't trust your judgment. It's almost like they treat you like you're not capable of making choices, or you're not like something about your judgment. It can't be trusted when it comes to making decisions. But you're following your intuition. Like, your intuition is guiding you to what you're supposed to be doing, and they're like, no, I don't trust your judgment. Okay, very difficult. I don't know. What's this? Bad memories of the past. That's the message. The message about your bad memories in the past with this person. All right. Or why you have bad memories in the past with them. Because of their personality. Okay, I feel. Engagement ring. A partnership, a commitment, completion, eternity, an apology. Somebody wanting to give you a ring or give you commitment. Okay. Girl, but this is someone that you like. You cannot talk to them. Something about your conversations, okay? Like, conversations with them just being, they don't flow. Like, they're difficult, okay? Like, this could even be someone, like, they rarely asked you, like, how you're feeling, how are you doing, okay? It's not much of a talker, okay? They don't really care about how you're feeling, how you're doing. I don't know, something like that. Let's see, Hangman. Hand of cards. Take a chance, risk, be strategic. Not showing hand, gambling. Not showing whole hand, always being strategic about their stuck way, or what is this about? Temperance, healing, balance. The 8 of Pentacles, working on something, wanting to work on themselves. Yeah, I mean, that's something that they could definitely say to you. They want to work on themselves. They want to heal themselves. But they can't heal themselves because they're stuck in one way of being. Like, and it has to do with them not listening to their intuition and discounting everything you say and always making it an argument, or always talking back to you, or always like thinking they know it better, thinking that someone that is detached from their intuition, that they somehow, their judgment should be trusted more than yours, or only they know the true way. It's like there's no togetherness here. There's no partnership. There's no collaboration. There's no real, you know, it's like their way or no way, okay? Or it's their way, or you do your thing and then they get mad at you for you doing it your way, all right? And always being a fight. The 9 of Cups, because they're self-centered. It's always about them. It's always about them. In this relationship, this person, it's always about them and what they think and how they feel and their opinion and how they would do it and how they want to do it. And it has to be their way or no way at all. It's their plan, their way, their opinion. Oh, God, annoying. All right. Really annoying. It's a headache. Okay, it is. It's a headache. And there was no clarity, no truth here in this situation. This person did not protect you. Why did they not protect you? Because they felt like they knew it better, or they thought they knew what was going on and their opinion is the only one that matters. Or, you know, if they feel protected or they feel like everything's fine, then, you know, what are you nagging about? It's that energy. It's like, oh, you don't feel safe? Okay, well, I feel safe, so I'm not going to trust your judgment of the situation because I feel safe, and then that's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter that you don't feel safe. No introspection whatsoever, okay, at all. Yeah, there's no kind of introspection here, okay? And just as an example, it's like if you say to this person, I feel cold, okay, I feel cold right now. They're going to say, well, I don't feel cold. And that's what I mean. It's like, well, I didn't ask you your opinion. I just said that I'm cold. Like, you know, they're always going to make it about them. So if you say I'm cold, can we turn the heater up? They're going to say no, because I'm not cold. I'm warm. Right? It's always the opposite. So, you know, it's like if you say, I feel sick today, they'll say, well, I don't. I feel fine. Right? Because it's always about them. Like this person does not have the capability of feeling into you and what you need and being there for you and taking your needs and desires into consideration. They will make everything about them. Even your feelings, your thoughts, your opinions, okay? They will find a way to make that about them. Okay, and how your judgment can't be trusted in the situation because they don't feel the same way, right? It's like this person says, I can't trust your judgment that it's cold because I'm not cold, so my opinion is the only one that matters. Okay, I can't trust your judgment that you're feeling sick because I don't feel sick, so that's the only thing that matters. It's that. That's what this person's energy is, okay? So what else? The Magician and the Three of Wands. Yeah, some sort of a future, planning the future, manifesting the future. Yeah, same thing. It's always just going to be about how they want it, how they plan it, how they envision it, what they want to do, how much time they want to take, the steps that they want to take, when they think is the right time, how they want to do it. It's always about them. Okay? The Ace of Wands. Yeah, especially like when to take action. You will not, with this kind of a person, a decision will never be a joint decision. You will never make a decision together. This person, you can come up to them and propose an idea. And you can say, hey, why don't we do this? How about we do it this way? How about we do it this way on that day? And they'll say, let me think. And then they'll come up with something different so that they do it their way. Okay? And then you have to wait for them to take action because they want to be the one that is always holding the reins and being the decider and being the one that has the pants on, okay? Yeah. The Two of Cups in this relationship, all right? It's supposed to be equal. It's not. It's not. Temperance and the Queen of Wands, okay? Sagittarius. The Ten of Swords, ultimate betrayal. Okay, so we have a Queen of Wands here. And you could be feeling called to go into isolation and defend yourself, or isolating yourself is a form of you just defending yourself and protecting yourself, right? And that could even look like you just not really talking anymore. Because you get to a point where you realize that every time you say something, they got something to say back. Every time you have an opinion, they have a different opinion. You get to the point where you just isolate yourself, okay? You just keep to yourself. You think to yourself. You do what you need to do. You work the way you need to work. You figure it out the way you need to figure it out. You don't tell them anymore because you already know how it's going to be if you were to tell them. Everything is a discussion, okay? Yeah, there could have been a lot of things that you never told this person. There's a lot of things that they don't know nothing about. Because you don't feel like hearing their opinion. Not every fucking discussion needs an opinion. Okay? Really. Like, death. The Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this thing is like, this relationship is over. Okay, it's over. And the reason why it's over is because they have nothing to offer. All right. King of Cups, Queen of Wands. The only way that they kept you in this relationship for so long is by making you feel like they have something to offer you that they don't. If anything, through time, they make you feel worse and worse about yourself because it's that energy of them like treating you like your judgment can't be trusted. Your opinion can't be trusted. The way that you would do things cannot be trusted. It's like, it's so demoralizing. It's demoralizing. They're treating you like an idiot. They treat you like an idiot, really demoralizing, okay? Because you're going to get to a point where it's like, why can't we ever do just one thing the way that I want to do it? Like, why can't you ever just fucking agree with me on one thing? Okay? Why is it always an opinion? Why you always have to talk back? Like, can't you just take my side one time? Can't you just agree with me one time? Why is that so hard? Because they want to be the one with the pants on. And everything has to be about them. And if you come up with an idea or you want to make a certain decision, it's not about them. That's not what they thought of. That's not how they would have done it. You know, you can't win this kind of you can't win against these people. You can't. They're never going to see it from your side because they don't have intuition, but you do. And that's the breaking point right there, is when your intuition is telling you no, and they're saying, oh, you say no, then I say yes. And then you're sitting there going like, are you fucking kidding me? You're going to get both of us really messed up. You're going to get both of us in a world of shit because my intuition is saying no and you're saying yes just because you want to say yes, just because you have to be the opposite of me all the time. Because that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. This is like reverse psychology. If you made them a different argument, okay, they would probably say the opposite. Right? High Priestess reverse. Strength, the Tower, and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, I mean, dealing with something like this, that takes a lot of strength, okay? A lot of mental strength, really. You need a lot of mental strength dealing with narcissists like this. So, the Tower, okay? The destruction. What is that about? The Arrow. A surprise invitation or meeting. Have faith to transcend the obstacle. Yeah, you got to have faith here that you're going to transcend the obstacle. What is the Tower, though? The Privileged Lady. Getting someone out of imprisonment. Somebody is exposed as a liar, as a thief. Someone here is exposed as a criminal, as a liar, as a thief. They want to get out of imprisonment, though, okay? Yeah, it's like your intuition dealing with someone here could have been telling you that whatever action they were going to try and do to get control over the situation was going to end really badly and it was going to backfire horribly. But they didn't want to listen. They didn't want to listen to you because this is someone they feel like they know everything better. Okay? And they don't take accountability either. I don't know about this one. Anything else here for this Tower moment? It's like you could have even seen something coming from a mile away, right? It's like if your intuition is warning you that like something bad is going to happen here and this person just refuses to listen to you, you got to get out of there. You got to, because your intuition is clearly warning you. And if that tower comes down on top of them, that is their own fault. So, are you supposed to both go down? Because they don't want to listen to their intuition, because they don't have any discernment, because they don't have good judgment? They think they do, but they don't. Okay? So are you both supposed to go down? They're on the sinking ship. They want you to sink with them? Hell no. Oh, no. They can sink their own fucking ship. Okay? The Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Swords. Yeah. A fated choice, okay? A fated event, a fated choice to say, you want me to stay on this sinking ship with you because you think you know everything better? I can see everything from a mile away. Hell no, I'm out of here, okay? You can sink in your own shit, all right? The Seven of Cups, someone being confused about what? The plan. Somebody being confused about the plan and the strategy. The plan and the strategy was, what about it? The Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles, excuse me. The Emperor at the bottom. Somebody working on a new beginning in love. Somebody working towards love, a new beginning. That's not really possible. You can't really work on a new beginning with someone that doesn't change, okay? Because the problems remain the same. They remain the same. The argumentative, competitive nature of them remains the same, okay? The fact that they're stuck in one way of being, the fact that they're narcissistic, self-absorbed, self-centered, only care about their own needs and desires, never focus on you, never ask you how you're doing, that's always going to stay the same. Like, let's be realistic here for a second, okay? It's not going to change. Keep a positive mindset, manifest what you want, okay? So somebody could have been confused as to why you were staying so positive and why you thought that you could still manifest something here. I don't know. What's that about? Something with marriage, okay? Trying to manifest marriage, trying to manifest something with being married, getting married. But the rose-colored glasses were already off. Like, yeah, so someone here was confused. They thought you're still positive that this can change and you're still positive that you can work something out here. But no, the whole time your rose-colored glasses were already off. Like, you weren't living in La La Land. You were not confused about something here the way that I guess somebody thought you were. You saw things very clearly. Again, no sunglasses on. The Tower, that you were stuck in a tower. Okay, that you were locked in a tower and that this was about escape. You knew you were locked in this tower. You knew that this was about escaping this tower, okay? But you can't escape the tower when there's guards everywhere. You can't escape the tower when you know there's people around you watching. You got to wait for the right time to leave, You're not sitting in there manifesting at all. You just know that there's a fox around you. Okay? Sometimes you just got to hang tight. It's kind of reminding me of the hornet that flew into my house a couple days ago, where I was locked in the bathroom and the hornet was like banging against the door the whole time, and I was really freaking out because it's a freaking hornet. It's like this big, right? And I was really scared that the thing was going to sting me. But just like that, it's like, you know, you're in the room, okay? You're very realistic about it. You're not sitting in there hoping, oh, I think it can still work out and we can be happy. No, you're like, okay, I know I'm in here, right? But you have to wait for the perfect time to know, where is the hornet? Is the hornet sitting still? Is it flying around? Is it on the door or is it somewhere else? Do I have safe passage out of the room without that hornet stinging me? Because it's trying to fly in the bathroom, okay? And it also needs to be a way where the hornet flies into the bathroom, I close the door behind me, and it flies out the window. You know what I mean? It has to be safe passage. Okay? And I guess part of that safe passage was that people were confused about you being in that bathroom. My heart, sorry. It's too hot in here. It's like doing something to my heart. Okay, so where was I? They're confused as to why you're sitting in that bathroom. Like, you're almost having wishful thinking that everything's going to be okay, right? But again, no, you knew you were up in a tower. Yeah, again, it's like somebody... Why didn't you run out immediately? Why didn't you run out of the bathroom immediately? Well, because the hornet... the hornet was right there, right? It's that kind of energy. Judgment, the King of Cups, and the Hierophant. Yeah, again, the King of Cups here has to make some sort of a judgment call, okay? The Hierophant, the hornet. Yeah, so this King of Cups, I feel like maybe you're the King of Cups dealing with the Queen of Wands, okay? There's a hornet around you and you know it, okay? You're locked in the bathroom. You know that there's a hornet outside. You got to make the right judgment call at the right time to run out of there, okay? The Knight of Wands and the Four of Cups in reverse. And again, something about the energy of forgiveness or releasing some sort of emotion, something about an attack. Yeah, look, especially if or if you're dealing with this King of Cups and they're connected to a Queen of Wands, okay, then maybe in the past, like maybe you know that they attacked you together, okay, but you also know that the Queen of Wands was the one that was behind it. Did you see the fruit fly? Where was it? There it was. Oh, yeah. So you know that the Queen of Wands was the one that was kind of behind the whole thing, okay? And what I'm also getting is that the Queen of Wands might have instrumentalized the King of Cups to doing something that they were uncomfortable with. And you might know that as well, okay? That somebody here was kind of used as a puppet, all right? Now, the King of Cups, I feel like, has to make a judgment call. And if they're wondering about some sort of forgiveness, it's because I feel like the only thing that Spirit really cares about with this person right now is that they see who they're dealing with and that they also free themselves, because they're also a victim. Okay? Even though they might think that they are a perpetrator in this right now, Spirit sees that they are a victim and that they were used like a puppet, okay? And I feel like Spirit also is like working to try and free this King of Cups out of a situation where they're also like, their head is underwater, okay? And it's not by their doing. I feel like they are also in a relationship with a narcissist. And that's why Spirit is like, look, you know, trying to free you here from something. Okay. The Four of Pentacles, because somebody is holding on to something, holding on to someone. Yeah, again, it's giving me that energy of somebody seeing someone's heart, right? Or God knowing this person's heart. I don't know. That's what I'm getting though. Let me see. Something about the heart, yeah. And I haven't had a heart arrhythmia during readings like ever, but the last couple days I've had it. Something about the heart being blocked or not working. Queen of Cups, the heart. This has to do with like unblocking people's hearts, all right? So maybe that's what's kind of going through the energy right now, is that people's hearts are being opened up, okay? People's hearts that maybe have been very closed and very cold and shut down. Like the heart chakra has been shut down for a very long time. I was already getting that with the King of Swords in the past couple readings. It's like Spirit is working right now on people's hearts. Okay, opening their heart chakra. Yeah, the heart. Okay. It's like almost like, I mean, not with me now. My heart was working properly, now it isn't. But I feel like for these people, it's in the reverse where it wasn't working properly. And now Spirit is like working to open it up again. Okay. The Ten of Wands, the Six of Swords. Yeah, because of safe passage. And I feel like this is for the King of Cups. And maybe even the King of Swords. And anybody else involved in this situation, okay? Getting people out of situations that are really, really hard. Helping people with safe passage out of situations that are out of their control. This could even be like praying, okay? Asking God for help. Asking the divine for help and assistance. You know, show me the way. Show me the way out. I need help. I can't do it by myself. It's okay to admit that. It's really okay to admit that in front of God, okay? In front of the divine. When you say, I can't do it by myself. I don't know the way. I don't know how to get out of this, but I know that I want to, but I need your help because I can't see the way. Only you can. Okay? And Spirit will always open a door for you, always. If you say, God, I need a door out. I need a way out. Show me the way out of this storm. God will open a door for you. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles, independence, money, success, the Sun, and the Hermit. Yeah, okay, so something about your self-reflection, isolation, going within, thinking about something, doing something alone. Doing something alone is really important here, okay? Yeah, you're going to have to do something alone, by yourself. And that's the safe passage out, okay? And also, you know, you're never alone. Like, realize that. Like, really internalize that. You're never really alone. Even if you feel alone, the divine is around you all the time. Your past over ancestors, your loved ones, if you have them, watching over you, spirit guides watching over you. There is, even if you think there's no one on the other side for you, there is. There is. There's always something assigned to someone. You're never left alone. Ever. Okay? The Seven of Wands. No, you are being protected. You are being helped up the hill, okay? There is something that is protecting you, watching over you. The King of Cups. The King of Cups. I feel like this message is for a King of Cups today, okay? So I don't know if a King of Cups has prayed recently or asked God for help or asked God for a sign or a confirmation that, you know, you need a safe passage out of something. This is like God saying, yeah, there is something protecting you, okay? There is something watching over you, okay? And you're going to get help with defending yourself or protecting yourself. Judgment. Yes, you are getting that judgment. That is the truth. Okay? Because you made the right choice or you made the right judgment call, okay? So judgment in this situation with this King of Cups, it's in your favor, all right? And that's why you're receiving positive judgment from the universe as well for the choices that you've made, right? So if you're wondering, like, how can it be that I'm being forgiven, or how can it be that somebody, you know, is not holding something against me, it's because in that moment, your heart recognized and you recognize what had happened, okay? It's not like you're walking around without a conscience and without remorse or without, you know, feeling bad for something, you know, and the minute that it's about your heart. It's about God seeing your heart in something, okay? Realizing that you were being maybe instrumentalized, used by someone else. You're also a victim in a situation that needs to be freed as well, okay? To live a fulfilling life because you're in God's favor, right? So how can someone, you know, go against that? You know, if God says forgive them, then you are forgiven. Okay? Because God sees your heart, right? The Two of Cups, a relationship. The Three of Cups, and the 2, 3, 4. Some sort of rejection, feeling rejected, or feeling bad. Feeling rejected by peers, feeling rejected in relationships. Yeah, something about love or your heart. Okay, there's something about your heart that's very special or it's very important. Because there's something that happened in your heart chakra when all of this happened that doesn't happen to everyone, or your heart doesn't, not everyone's heart opens that way. Okay, so I don't know. I hope that gives someone the answer they were looking for. Let's see. The Two of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the High Priestess reverse. Yeah, this has to do with you coming out of the cold. Coming out of a sense of insecurity, maybe even the Emperor in the reverse, coming out of a feeling of disempowerment, okay? And I feel like, look, that's kind of like the gist of the thing, is that you might have done certain things in the past because you felt powerless, or you felt like you had been demoralized in a way, or you felt like you had been disempowered, like you weren't allowed to make your own decisions, or you weren't allowed to have your own opinion, or and I feel like there is like understanding and compassion for that, especially if you've been in a relationship with someone like a narcissist where that's just not possible, okay? So it's almost like God understands why you made the decisions that you made. Even and more than that, it's like God knows that you would not have made those decisions that way had you not been maybe influenced or pressured by someone else to do it. Okay? So that's why it feels like God saying to you, like, look, your heart is actually in the right place, okay? What's important now, though, is just to make sure that something doesn't happen again, or you free yourself from a bad situation as well, because I feel like there is also a hornet here around the King of Cups, okay? And they might know it too. So yeah, they know it too. Six of Wands, that's my yes card. People collaborating together here. The Eight of Cups, the Three of Swords. Yeah, okay, so something about walking away and leaving this behind. This could be causing a lot of pain and grief, which is understandable. It could be very hard to walk away from something, okay? You could be suffering a lot, but it's like Spirit and God, they're not trying to force you away from something, because, you know, Spirit is never going to lead you in the wrong direction. If Spirit is leading you away from someone, it's for your own good. It's really for your highest good, even if at the time you don't understand why, or you don't understand, you know, how things played out, or why it has to be that way, right? But Spirit will always, or God will always lead you towards love, okay? And with a lot of compassion at that. So if you're being led away from something, then there's a very good reason why. And even if you can't see why, there's a good reason why. Because you're in danger, because you're not safe there, because, you know, the rest of your life could be affected by another person around you. You never know. But if God has you under their wing, okay, and if the divine is protecting you and watching out for you, then they're trying to create a safe passage for you, okay? And if the safe passage is away from a person, then that is safe passage. It is. God delivers us from evil, okay? God doesn't deliver you to evil, all right? So, the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Yeah, it could have something to do with family. All right, family. Yeah, family. All right, I'm going to close this reading out. Let's see, anything else here for whoever you are. The World. Yeah, this is about you closing out a major cycle in your life. Okay, closing out a major cycle and also learning a big lesson. This is about you learning a big lesson. Okay. It's all about learning, right? Evolving, growing. The King of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, something about fate. Okay, divine timing, your destiny. You taking your destiny and your fate into your own hands. And I feel like whoever you are in this relationship that you were in, it was not possible to take your destiny and your fate into your own hands because of the way that somebody was imposing their own decisions, their own opinions on you 24/7. They would, you know, you have to, at some point, sometimes you have to decide, even if it's painful, are you going to hold this person's hand? They are walking into their own demise. Are you going to hold their hand into the demise? Or are you going to recognize that God is like, look, you want to walk that path with them? It don't look so good over there. We can save you though, because your heart is pure and you didn't deserve this. So, you know, we can help deliver you from this. But then you might have to lose some things in the process, right? But it's for your highest good, I want to say. I don't know. Anything else? The Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it has to do with changing a perspective maybe, or seeing something from a different way. The Page of Cups about some sort of an apology or good news, forgiveness. The Queen of Swords, Death, and the Queen of Cups. I really feel like someone is sitting there going like, how can you forgive me after I tried to kill you? Because God saw your heart. Because God saw someone's heart. Because God wasn't going to let it happen anyways, okay? Number one, collective wasn't ever going to die, okay? That's for number one. It's the fact that you tried it, or this person tried to do it, okay? But I feel like for someone very specific here, it's like the divine knows that this person only did that because they were attached to someone else. You know, and it's like, if this person feels bad and they feel guilty and they feel remorse and they know that it was so horrible and they feel bad about it, I feel like God is like, yeah, okay, that's good. That's a good start, but you're going to have to separate yourself from this other person too. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, so it kind of feels like someone is also, I mean, they're not really the victim. They're not a victim, but they're like, they've become a puppet to someone else. And it's almost like God is trying to save them from this demise, because it's like, it's something that they didn't want to do in the first place, right? It's like, it's kind of the energy of like a group of people in a car, you know, they go and like the group goes out of the car and they go and do some gangbang, I don't know, okay, you know, shoot each other up, I don't know. And this person is the getaway driver. They don't want to be there. They don't want to be there. They were pressured to be there. They feel horrible. They're having doubts. They're really, their heart is acting up. You know, it's doing something to them. It's making them feel bad. And in that moment, God saw their heart. And it's like God is looking at this getaway driver going, like, we can get you out of here. We can get you out of this, but you need to really, like, you need to reassess who you're surrounded with. You need to reassess what you've been dealing with, who you've been putting up with. You know, you've proven that this is not who you want to be. But then you really need to act on that feeling as well. Because that's not like, you know, you can do better than that. You know, if somebody came at you and tried to kill you and they have no conscience whatsoever and they don't feel bad about it, whatever, and they don't care at all and they're still wishing you dead, that's a whole different situation. That's not this, okay? It's not this. Okay, closing words here. The Two of Wands. Okay, so now there's a choice. Someone has to make a choice. It's a choice. Yeah, someone here has to make a choice now. Now you get, here's your choice. So it feels like the King of Cups has two fates in front of them. The divine is showing you, here, this is your fate. Either you stay with this person. It feels like a narcissistic relationship that is disempowering them, demoralizing them, cutting them down, criticizing them, forcing them to do things that they don't want to do. Either you stay with them and you both walk into the demise together, okay? Because that's where it's going to end, in the demise, in the fire, all right? So, or you leave and you save yourself and God gives you a new life. God gives you a new life, a real one, okay? Happiness towards real love in your life, okay? Temperance, the angel path. Yeah, this is being guided by, You're being guided by Spirit. Like the King of Cups is surrounded by angels. They are. This is being guided by Spirit, okay? This has been guided the whole time. This is about freeing souls. And the King of Cups is also a soul that needs to be freed. Okay, and that's why forgiveness can take place. Because they can still free themselves from this, okay? And they deserve a second chance at life as well. The Queen of Pentacles. And the Lovers, a relationship with a Queen of Pentacles, a friend, and somebody feeling rejected. Somebody feeling rejected, a friend. Somebody feeling rejected from a group of friends. Somebody holding on to resentment, a friend group. What do you mean holding on to resentment, holding on to a grudge? It's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice, okay? Someone has a choice here to make. It's their choice. Their fate is their own choice. And that's the message here. Dog. Who are they going to be loyal to? Who's this person going to be loyal to? To themselves or to this other person that's riding them into the demise, hellfire? It's their choice. Okay. That's the message. Who are you going to be loyal to? It even feels like, who are you going to be loyal to? This other person or you and the divine or God? You know, I don't know. Who do you have more faith in? I don't even know if this person has faith. Like, I got to be honest. I don't even know if the King of Cups has a lot of faith in God. Which I find even more interesting, that God or the divine or their guardian angel is popping up in this reading so much, trying to tell them like, hello, we're here. We see you. We're trying to save you. You know, we want to save your soul from this, but you got to also kind of want that to an extent. So I think I'm going to leave it at that, okay? I hope this helps, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.